Okay, I finally has come back after the hours and day after the 1 day after I finally has come back here. Okay, with the another information and with the another of that thing that upon we can actually understand that how long and how many varieties of a product we can make by the using the self-charging technology. So here's we have the iteration and we are going to do the 1 day at the more and the many times. Okay, but today we got the framework information from the macro dynamics, and they already sent us about data that we can also disclose here. But the more our data that remaining that not gonna be disclosed here, okay? Because that data is also preserved for do the work on the our project and work on the our problems that also can be resolved all the time. Cause I'm not gonna disclose the remaining data, but that given data is also important right now. But let's go if we are settled in this position. So bye. So let's go. I'm gonna change the slide. Okay, but before we're gonna change the slide, I have to tell you all that this framework is about the e-rickshaw concept that we saw in the first time. When I started to do the transportation blackout season, I shown up here that the e-rickshaw concept, the first ever concept we made over in this between the days. And that concept is very feasible and very compatible and very effective for us. So, so e-rickshaw concept. So after the e-rickshaw concept showcase, I really made the framework on this thing. So I'm gonna show you all about the framework that I made over. Okay, let's go. So as here, as you can see, the rough work of our the framework. So here's you can't see the properly by the my camera because my camera is not transmitting the proper of the quality and resolution. But despite you should not give up. So let's see. I will explain you all, then you will understand it properly. So let's see what I'm gonna say. So here's the thing is the scale. Okay, this is the entire parameter where do we actually make our the framework. Yeah, framework. So let's see. So this is the entire body of an structure and infrastructure of the rickshaw. So that the rear part of the rickshaw and that's the back part of the rickshaw. And that's the middle part of the rickshaw, which call it the center of the mass. So as we know that the self-charging technology also come with the divided battery system. So divided battery system means our battery system would be divided in the between us because the individual battery can't be used as a use for this system because I'm divided these battery systems. Like the one battery would be role play as a transmitter for the entire vehicle auxiliary and appliance, and but second battery would be as a role play as a the provider for the our primary battery, our first battery. So the first one battery will get a feed by the second battery. So when it need to take a charge, then it will give the charge to the first one battery. So this like a system, the recycling process of this technology, power flow that make it a self-charging reliability. So, because I'm going to do, so it needs a slightly more equipment or components to the make it. But it's okay with this component. Not much, only few more components to integrate in the vehicle. Okay, so let's go ahead. So as you can see, that's our main infrastructure of e-rickshaw, and that's beyond you can see. This is the driver cabin, and below of the passenger bay and driver cabin, we have the primary battery. Like below the driver cabin, we have the backup battery. Also, in the passenger bay underneath, we does have the primary battery, which will be provide the primary energy to the system or entire controlling unit of the entire vehicle. So the primary battery will propel and actually will make our vehicle alive and conscious all the time because we can drive up our vehicle on over the road. But that's the opposite. Backup battery will store that all of the energy will be generated, which will be generated by while the vehicle is driving up. When the vehicle is driving up to a road, while that's the momentum that also giving to the system of the generator, then that the generator will be provide that energy to the backup battery to get a charge. So that's the similar way. I'm not gonna explain it much because I had explained here much more before. So let's see. So the primary battery has connected to the our rest mode like rest mode controlling unit. So rest mode controlling unit would be in a rickshaw. So this is a basic mode which can also that's used for the basic vehicles. And the rest mode is also allows to be chargeable allows to be and enables to use the self-charging feature so that the rest mode has connected to the BMS. BMS means the battery management system, which can also manage the battery power voltage up and down fluctuations. So do the proper charging. So the BMS also is a provide that the BMS which has a connected between primary battery and backup battery, that BMS is also regulating the voltage which is given by the backup battery. So it means that BMS also work for the primary battery, not for the backup battery. So that's all. Okay. So let's see again another. So the BMS has a connected to the SCSEM, the self-charging supply equipment module, which has a based of the power controlling capabilities like we saw in our last stream, like a very old stream where we did see that how this thing does work. Yeah, that system that system has a variations like a level 1, level 2, or level 3, but that which had a integrated in the rickshaw, that's the only level 1 of the our SCSEM. So SCSEM is actually as a role play as a the supercharging stations because we can't be there on the external supercharging station. So we integrate that supercharging station internal infrastructure inside of the vehicle. So cause we can actually could handle the power flow like we could handle outside of the vehicle. So, but it also make a fewer amount of the temperature and thermal energy. So, but that would be a control one stand, okay. And after that, SCSEM is has connected to the ECUBS, okay. So, electronic controlling battery system, which has a power, and this is a again one system with the protection to do the regulating energy, but but converting that energy into the DC to DC or AC to AC. So just increasing a little bit energy more to balancing the uh, output energy from the battery, which is the giving from the backup battery. So that stabilize the whole energy flow because the fluctuation is not happening on the time because of there is a like a EU like a yeah ECU BS means the electronic electronic controlling unit battery system. And another part that ESU BS also has connected to the backup battery mainly. So the backup battery has stored lots of energy during its in course of a charging while driving like a driving being going on. But that the battery has connected to the our that's the feeder and provider to the battery backup battery. So do you now right now thinking that backup battery how it gets its the own energy? So it's getting energy from the generator unit which has a connect which has a integrated in a rear wheel, okay, in a rickshaw. So that the backup battery has a connected to the BMS. Another BMS is also for the only backup battery, and that BMS is also connected to the converter. Okay, so here's a converter role. Here's a converter is a do role playing as a converting that generator energy into the DC voltage. So generator will give the energy in a sine way, means the alternating current which would be converted by the converter into the DC, so that DC voltage will be used for the charge the backup battery. Okay, so then the converter is connected to the rear wheel of the vehicle. So the rear wheel of the vehicle has integrated it's the own generator alternator, which is the specially customized and modified by our company, so that I'm not gonna disclose here anymore about that. So, but that generator could actually capable to generate the more efficient energy to charge the backup battery in a within the hours and within kilometers. Okay. So about the rear axle, we have no much information, so we are not going to disclose it right now. But right now we are going to say that that's the whole unit. But here's where we left the one thing to explain is about the primary battery. So the primary battery is connected to the ECU, electronic controlling unit, which is the brain of an entire vehicle. It's connected to the like both motors which can drive up the vehicle, and that's called the propulsion unit of the vehicle. And generation unit, rear wheel, backup battery, primary battery. So that's all system is just like a collectively does work right now that I explain here. And I hope everything is going to be very well. And I'm not going to explain here much of it because this system is very, very vital and very sensitive right now. And if I disclose all of those information is here's out, then um, if the very smart and intelligent person will come up on my stream and watch my videos, and then he'll get to know that what I'm making up right now, then he will steal my concept and my rough ideas, and then he will make it his own way. Then he will sell it in a market. So I don't want to let it happen because I'm not actually explaining here, okay? So I hope everything is like now you understood about our concept. And I'm going out right now. This is the only very short stream, but this stream is very worthy right now. So I'm not gonna extend the stream again. So bye. Everything will be nice for us. And I hope you have understood this thing the more than the all people. So you have understood the little thing doesn't matter how much you got understood, but that's all things clear. Yeah, that's all things here. Hope you understood this. I hope bye. Everything would be very fine right now, and I hope you have a good